Does judicial review apply to landmark Supreme Court cases? Imagine a court case that changes the course of history, shaping laws and rights for generations to come. These are often called landmark cases, and they have a profound impact on the legal landscape of a country. But when it comes to the power of judicial review, a fundamental principle in many judicial systems, questions often arise about whether it applies to these pivotal decisions. Judicial review is the process by which courts examine laws, executive actions, or government policies to determine their constitutionality. This authority allows courts to strike down laws or actions that conflict with the Constitution, ensuring that the fundamental legal framework remains upheld. The origin of judicial review in the United States can be traced back to the landmark case of Marbury v. Madison in 1833. In this case, the Supreme Court established the principle that it has the authority to review and invalidate laws that violate the Constitution. When it comes to landmark Supreme Court cases, judicial review is inherently involved because these cases often challenge existing laws or government actions. For example, the case of Brown v. Board of Education in 1954 challenged the legality of racial segregation in public schools. The Supreme Court used its power of judicial review to declare that segregation was unconstitutional, effectively overturning previous legal standards and setting a new precedent. Similarly, in the case of Roe v. Wade in 1973, the court examined whether state laws restricting abortion violated constitutional rights. The court's decision was rooted in its authority to interpret the Constitution and assess the legality of laws that infringe upon individual rights. In essence, judicial review is a core component of how the Supreme Court handles landmark cases. It provides the mechanism through which the court can evaluate the constitutionality of laws and government actions, often leading to significant societal and legal shifts. Without judicial review, the court would lack the means to ensure that laws align with the fundamental principles outlined in the Constitution. Therefore, it is accurate to say that judicial review not only applies to landmark Supreme Court cases but is often the very tool that enables these cases to bring about transformative legal change.